am really excited about the lineup of presenters that we have today. Our first one is Distinguished Toastmaster BJ Olsen. She's a mathematician, a programmer, and analyst. I think she might be a brainiac. But with that, she is also a storyteller by avocation. Although these two sides seem diametrically opposed, actually, they have many great similarities. Higher mathematics require a great deal of creativity before the structured proof, while storytelling requires a great deal of analysis and structure before the creative story appears. This morning, BJ will demonstrate the art and science of crafting a memorable story. Since this is a workshop, the audience is expected to participate. Please help me welcome Distinguished Toastmaster BJ Olsen with crafting a memorable story.
Thank you, Colleen Marie, and welcome to everybody on this beautiful, cold January morning. Do you want to tell a story that will be remembered after people leave the room? Would you like to tell a story where the audience falls silent? There are ways to help you accomplish just these things. Colleen Marie sent you a handout. There's a lot of information on here. I will be going over some of it, but there's a lot more. And actually, this morning, you will be creating a story. And I need people to participate in the creation of that story. Now, for every message, there are tens of thousands of stories possible. So your story, even though it's on the same theme as someone else, can be entirely different. We are going to work together to create your story. If you were at the TLI, District 6's TLI, you received a handout from me. There's more information on this one. You also heard about the 4 stages of crafting a story. Lay a firm foundation, build the basic structure, fill in the details, and add the finishing touches. That's what we're doing right now. The first, most important step in crafting a story is to figure out your message. Memorable stories are told for a reason. There is a message that you want to get across to your audience. Now, message, there's a lot of them out there. Haste makes waste. That's a good message to get across to your audience. Or a stitch in time saves 9. What kind of messages might you want to get across to your audience? This is the audience participation part. So speak up, turn on your mics and speak up.
Storytelling is one of the most effective ways for people to remember your primary message.
That's a good one. Storytelling, yes. That's a way to get your message across.
It's never too late as your motto.
That's right. It's never too late. What else? What could be a message? What's something that appeals to you, that you feel strongly about?
It's time to be kind.
It's time to be kind. All right. great messages. There are messages all over the place. Start looking for them. The message we are going to work on today is, if you want to reach your goal, you have to work steadily towards it. All right. That's a good message. It's not short, compact, pithy statement. We'll work on that later if you want to. But this is the message. If you want to reach your goal, you have to work steadily towards it. This is stage one. We've got a message, something we feel strongly about. You've got a goal, you want to get to it, you've got to work towards it. So now we move on to stage two, build the basic structure. There are 10,000 stories plus that can go with this message. So what's the basic plot? How are we going to start this? If you want to reach your goal, you have to work steadily towards it. So what are the key phrases in here? What are things you can work on? You have to unmute to be heard.
Well, you need to have a clear goal.
You need to have a clear goal. That's one thing. You need to have a clear goal.
Starting point, like I'm lacking this and my goal is that. So what's my path? What's my journey?
Yeah,
You have to know why you want the goal, because when your why is strong enough, you can put the action steps in place.
that's right. Okay, so these are some ideas that are going along with this message. There's a goal. So reach your goal, work steadily towards it. These are the basic ideas in there. All right. So what images do these things bring to mind? What do you think of when you think of a goal, or working towards a goal, or trying to achieve a goal?
Think of the recent World Cup, how they were scoring goals.
Yes. What else?
Well, ants work steadily towards their goal.
Ants. All right. There's a possibility, talking about ants working towards a goal. What else?
Winning the
I'm
Think of,
lottery.
Sorry.
Winning the lottery.
Winning the lottery. There's a goal.
Climbing Mount Everest.
Climbing Mount Everest. There's a goal. There's lots of goals that you can have. Okay. So what kind of characters are you going to have? Somebody's got to be working towards a goal. This would be a great place to compare and contrast. Somebody's working towards a goal, somebody's not working towards a goal. We had ants. Maybe ants are one of your characters. If you've got ants as a character working towards their goal, who might
Somebody
not be
imperfect.
working towards a goal?
There's the old child story about the ant and the grasshopper.
Yeah,
Anteaters.
anteaters. Problem getting to your goal. The anteater keeps eating your members. Right? There's some great things, some great ideas in there. But so as you're thinking about this, what goals do you have? What are your, it's New Year's. What's your New Year's resolution? What's your goal for the new year? What kind of goals are you setting? And how do you plan to achieve them? All right. So, stage 3, we need to fill in the details. So we've got a basic idea here. We've got ants and grasshoppers, or whatever it is that you visualized.
Picnic.
We've got ants that are working towards a goal. We've got a grasshopper who's not working towards the goal. What are the ants doing?
They're at a picnic.
They're at a picnic. All right. Got
And
lots of food.
teamwork.
Pardon?
Teamwork.
Teamwork. All right. They've got groups of other ants helping them out. Okay. So what happens? What are these ants doing? They're at a picnic. What are they going for?
Some are arguing, some of the ants are arguing.
Some of them are arguing. Okay. So we've got some of the ants working towards the goal and some of them not working towards the goal.
They want food. They want something to eat. They don't want the napkins.
All right. So there's a variety of food. Do they have a preference of one food over another?
Piece of pie.
What kind of food's at this picnic?
Cookies. Those cookies.
One of them wants the watermelon, but it's too high.
Is there a way to get to that watermelon? Maybe they can be little trapeze artists and stand on each other's heads. Somebody can reach that watermelon. What else are these ants doing? Is there ice cream there? They going for the ice cream or do they prefer the fried chicken?
Chocolate cake.
Chocolate cake. All right. I'm with you.
Some of them are on their phones too much. Okay, maybe they divide up into teams. This group goes for the chicken. This group goes for the chocolate cake. All right. What about the grasshoppers? Grasshoppers are in the same area. What are they doing?
Watching.
They're watching. Are they
Taking
helping?
They're taking a sun bath. They're enjoying the sunshine.
All right. Yes, there's the grasshopper leaning back, relaxing, getting a suntan. All right. So the ants are getting the food. Where did they take it? They eat it all right there?
The anthill.
They take it back to the anthill. Store it up for the winter?
It depends if they're in Texas or they're in Minnesota.
That's true. Minnesota, you better start early collecting those picnics. Texas, you can hold off. Arizona, they have picnics all year. All right. So there's a location for these ants. They're Minnesota ants or Texas ants, different things. So you start building the scenario, build the scenery around what's going on. Are there other characters besides just the ants and the grasshoppers? Somebody's at this picnic, somebody's holding it. What are they doing? Are they causing problems for the ants? The ants manage to sneak in like James Bond, in and out, nobody notices.
There is Simba who's chilling all day.
All right. Simba's chilling all day. All right. Ants, who cares? Somebody else busy squashing as many ants as they can find. So this is the stage. You're building the character. You've got the basic set. You've got the ants working towards a goal, the grasshopper sunbathing. You start filling in the details. What are they doing?
What are they? What do they look like? What kind of ants are these? Are these little tiny ants, the big ants, the black
Big black
ants?
ant.
Black ants, round, are they red ants maybe?
Big black ant.
Big black ones, all right. Maybe there's other little tiny red ants trying to invade and take some of their picnic food, and got the big ants fending off the little red ants, or maybe they share. There's enough food at a picnic for both kinds of ants. So start filling in the details. All right, these ants are working towards a goal. What's their goal?
To get as much food as possible without being squashed.
All right.
World domination.
World domination. Yes. I like world domination. Yes, they're going to take all the picnic food. All right. So they're working to get food for the winter. And they're working steadily towards this. What about the grasshopper?
The goal
let 'em
there is
get-
to have a good time.
All right, his goal is to have a good time. All right, he's just out having fun. Okay. Now, you want to work steadily towards your goal. Grasshopper's goal is, well, he's going to survive in the winter somehow. But what happens when winter comes?
The
We have no
food gets
food.
rotten.
Yeah. Grasshopper's got no food. The ants have food.
But it all went rotten.
They all went rotten. All right. Yeah, they've got ways to store it. They'll eat rotten food. They've got the food. The ants have the food. They've got the food for the winter. They're able to survive. Maybe they have their own picnics during the winter. Get a little chicken here, a little ice cream, a little chocolate cake, green bean casserole. They've got a picnic going. Grasshopper, do they invite the grasshopper to the picnic? They feel sorry for him? Yeah.
No, they
Only
want to
says
keep them
no.
away.
Pardon?
They're going to keep them away.
Keep them away. Yeah, they didn't work. Okay. So there's a lot of different stories, even with ants and grasshoppers. There's a lot of different stories that you can come up with. A lot of different ways to present this. Now, we've got this story set. We're going to add the finishing touches. We've got the ants. They've got a goal. They want to get food for the winter. They're at a picnic, so they can do that. We've got the grasshoppers who are chilling out in the sun, having a grand time, dancing to the music. They're just having fun. And when winter comes, the ants have food, the grasshoppers don't. We've got to start filling this in. You want to make this memorable. You want your audience to remember the story so they'll remember your message. There are some things that you can do to do this. When you tell a story, you tell it 3 times. Once with your choice of words, once with your voice, once with your body language. Now, if your body language disagrees with your words and your voice, people are going to believe your body language. Let me demonstrate that. I'd like to introduce Colleen Marine Kelly. She's a great friend of mine and a wonderful person. Do you believe me? Raise your hand if you believe me. Yeah. Nobody seems to believe me. My body language says, I don't like Colleen Marie that much. Okay. I've got my arms by my side. I've got no excitement in my voice. I'm just standing here. My body language says, I don't like Colleen Marie. Now, I'd like to introduce Colleen Marie Kelly. She's a good friend of mine and a great person. Do you believe me?
Sure.
Yeah. My body language, yes. I've got movement, action. I'm warm, friendly, excited. And I like Colleen Marie. Body language is important. Your words are important. Your voice is important. So the other thing that's going to make a big difference in your story is emotion. People remember things with emotion. Christmas? Do you remember Christmases? Oh, yeah. There's emotion there. Birthdays? Yeah. Do you remember those really embarrassing things that happened? Oh, yeah, I remember them. There's emotion involved. Really sad events? Yeah. You want to get emotion out of your audience. You want to take them on an emotional roller coaster ride. Play on their emotions, they will remember the story. So, what kind of words are we going to use? Describe these ants to me. What do these ants look like? How do they act?
They look like strong men.
They look like strong men. All right. What's the body language for a strong man?
They were tall with huge, massive arms and thick necks, as black as a night.
Oh, I love that. As black as the night. Ooh, yes.
And one of them has a bodysuit on, like those puffed up muscle men.
All right.
He's the alpha ant.
Okay. All right. Some great picture images here. So your body language for the big muscular ant. Oh, yeah. Tall. Okay. Maybe one of the ants is a runt. What does the runt ant look like?
Little guy.
He's a little guy. All right. So the
You
body
me.
language. It's a baby.
And sad because it's small.
He's sad because he's small. Okay.
But he has a lot of energy. He wants his goal, he's goal oriented and his legs move really fast.
All right. We're creating characters for these ants. These ants are going to be memorable. All right. We've got the big, strong ants. Big, strong ants. Can they lift a watermelon?
If they get together, they can, yeah.
Yes. I mean, you see the cartoons. One ant carries off a watermelon.
A trick that I've used is instead of using adjectives to describe characters, to use verbs. What are they doing? And by describing what they're doing, you describe them in a much more emotional and tangible way.
That's right. Verbs, the nouns that you use. Black as midnight. Oh, that adds color to this, gives you a feeling about this. The nouns, the verbs, adjectives, adverbs,
describe this. Okay, so what's that chocolate cake look like?
Moist.
Gooey.
Moist, gooey. What kind of icing?
The kind that has finger marks in it from people who have been stealing it.
All right. That's so good. People have been taste testing that. Yes. And it's, oh, is that good?
You could make a whole section of the story. I'm picturing the frosting on the cake being like slopes on a ski run.
Ooh, all right. And maybe the ants can slide down
Right.
there, like skiing down. Okay. What about the fried chicken? What's the chicken look like? What's it smell like? What's it taste like?
Greasy.
It's greasy and the ants get stuck sliding around in the grease.
All right.
It smells like honey.
Oh, it smells like honey.
Crispy.
And they dip with Chick-fil-A sauce.
All right, Chick-fil-A sauce. All right. How are you going to say these words? Tastes like honey. Yeah, chicken tastes like honey.
And some of it is a little hot. So the little guy gets in there and goes crazy. He can't handle the hot chicken. Has to have his friends come and prop him up after he eats the chicken. I'm sorry, I'm really getting into this now. I had my breakfast.
You're supposed to be getting into it. Go for it. All right. So the chicken has got hot sauce on it, really hot sauce. So how does hot sauce sound? What's it feel like? What's it look like when the ant bites into the hot sauce? The hot
Takes your breath away.
All right. Okay. Takes your breath
Black
away.
ant. The black ant turns red.
Black ant turns red. Okay. But what does your voice sound like? What does your facial expression feel like? You bite into something that's really hot.
Ouch.
Ouch.
Fanning your mouth.
Panting, maybe.
Your eyes pop out.
Higher, thinner.
Water, maybe.
Or you
Use
get
a loud voice and saying hot or water, but a loud
Yeah.
voice I think for hot.
So use the loud voice. Tell Sue, use your loud voice. How are you going to say this? What's your face going to look like as you bit into this hot, spicy chicken? You're the storyteller. You have to say this. Come on, Sue.
Oh,
Are you
want
there?
to talk to me? Sorry, I thought you were talking to everybody.
No,
hot,
Sue.
Hot. Oh, water. Hot sauce. Help.
All right, there you go. Smooth as honey. What does that sound like? What's it feel like? What's your face like?
you can dim your eyes, smooth as honey.
Ooh. That's right.
I'm
Oh,
smacking my lips.
All right. Did you hear the way Wilhelm said smooth? It's not smooth. Smooth. All right. You've got to paint the picture with your words, your face, your body language, your voice. Paint the picture. Make your audience see what's going on. Right. The chocolate cake. What's that chocolate cake taste like?
The best thing you ever had.
How does that? The best thing you ever had. All right.
But then they lose one of their people in the ski slopes because he's black on chocolate. So they have to have an excavation, not excavation, ropes and fight. They go up and save the one guy.
All right. Oh, this
Sorry,
is
this is going to be more than a 5x7, 5 to 7 speech, I can tell.
That's right. All right. So what happens? Somebody's missing on the ski slope, on the cake. What do you say? Oh, somebody's missing on the ski slope. What does it sound like? Somebody's missing on the ski slope.
There's a siren that sounds and all hands on deck or something like that.
Call the frosting patrol.
Call the frosting patrol. All right. All right. So the siren sounds. That's exciting. Give me an idea what this siren sound like.
You can, the siren can be just, everybody's whistling.
All right. Call the ski patrol. Tim, call the ski patrol. What do you call the ski patrol? What? Get some excitement in there. What's how do they say this?
There's half a dozen ants gathered around this one that fell, and their arms are just flailing in the air as they're saying, call the ski patrol, call the ski patrol.
So do this. Call the ski patrol. Call the ski patrol. Are they standing in one spot? Are they running around? Got to get into this. Make this real to the audience. Make them see this. Make them part of the story. Okay.
Maybe the grasshopper comes to the rescue. He becomes the helicopter that flies in. Saves the day.
All right, great. The grasshopper helps out, comes to the rescue. What happens when the ski patrol arrives? How do they look? How do they act as the ski patrol arrives? You're the ski patrol. What do you do?
You tell all the ants to move by the side as they have their hands on their head, shocked of what just happened.
Okay, well, show me. Show me how you would do this.
Move.
You remember the ski patrol.
Where you show up and you take off your helmet and say, you, ants, move all the way. I need to help your partner.
All right. So ski patrol shows up. All right. We've got everybody move aside. We've got to take care of this. Just relax.
It'll be okay.
Okay. What kind of voice does the ski patrol have? Do they have a high-pitched voice, low-pitched voice? Are they excited? Are they calm?
Strong voice. Loud.
Out of the way, out of the way.
Okay. These are the things that help get your story going. Your audience is watching a movie. Do you have a movie? Are you going to watch a movie that's everybody's calm? Gee, there's a fire. Or do you get excited when this happens? So you've got to be a little bit of an actor or actress and get into the part. Now, don't underestimate the power of the pause. When you stop speaking, everybody suddenly listens. You stop speaking, you get everybody's attention. That pause before something important is going to get people's attention. And then pause again afterwards so people can digest that. So We've got these ants. We got one trapped on the ski slope, stuck in that icing, sinking fast. And the ants are running around. Help, help, call the ski patrol, call the ski patrol. And the ski patrol arrives. They're the big, powerful ants. Step aside, no problem. We'll take care of this. The deeper voice is authority. So keep that in mind. Sometimes a picture is worth 1,000 words. So you can, somebody's shocked, just look shocked. You're annoyed with somebody. How long does it say you're really annoyed with somebody? What does annoyed look like? That aunt's mom's annoyed with him. He went skiing and got stuck. Yeah. Right.
She grabs him by the leg and pulls him away.
Yeah, there you go. Take action, mom. All right. Yeah. You want to learn how to do this, how to set the scene, words to pick, vivid images. Watch the pros. Don't just watch the TV or the movies, but observe them. Did you watch Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood when you were growing up or when your kids were growing up? Everything Mr. Rogers did was done very specifically. Mr. Rogers entered upstairs dressed in the adult suit coat with adult dress shoes, came down the stairs to the kids level, from the adult level down to the kids level. He took off the suit coat, put on a casual cardigan sweater. He took off the dress shoes and put on casual sneakers. He sat down to be at a kid's level and he looked straight into the TV at a kid's level, not as the adult looking down on them. And he called the kids his neighbors. Be my neighbor. Not just kids anywhere, any kind of kids, but neighbors. The kids, people next door that you know and like. Everything was done for a reason. When you watch TV or movies, observe what they do and how they do it. What colors do they use? What words do they say? Where do they place people? This is a great way to learn. Why do they do it this way and not that way? It's a great learning tool. So now, side note about staging. If you have room to move around, there's not a whole lot of room in Zoom. There's a lot more room if you're in person. But you can still do some staging. I'm going to give you a very brief storyline, my life. I was born, I went to school, I got married, eventually I will die.
Wow.
I assume it's a very short life. Did that seem odd to you? Did that progression seem a little odd? because I'm going from my left to my right. From the audience's point of view, your point of view, I need to go from your left to your right. I'm born, I went to school, I got married, eventually I'll die. That flow better? Feel a little more comfortable going that way? Bad things happen on the audience's left. Good things happen on the audience's right. Bad guys are always on the left. Good guys are always on the right. You want bad things to happen? They happen on the left. Good things on the right. If your characters end up in worse shape than when they started, they exit to the left. They're going downhill. They end up better, you go to the right. One of the things that is uncomfortable to me, he said and she said, and telling a story that way. What you can do, easy way to do this, he's over here, she's over here. You lean this way, and he's saying blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. You can place the characters. You don't have to say the he said, she said.
Yellow.
Yep. All right. So, are there any questions?
Who came up with the bad on the left and good on the right? Just curious. If there's a lot of detail, don't worry.
No, it's very simple. In America, we read from left to right. So your eye naturally goes from left to right. In other countries where they read from right to left, you should reverse that.
Just think about left-handed people. They have to put up with a lot of negative stuff all of their lives.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's cultural.
Yep. Left is sinister, right is right.
Dexter.
Dexter. Left is gauche. French word for left. Other questions?
What happened to the ant?
It's your story. You decide. You get to figure it out.
He's still on the ski slope.
Yeah. We'll get him off. Somehow we'll get him off. Other questions?
I'm just curious. By the way, great information, really, really great. My mind is all piqued and interested. But what does BJ stand for, your name?
Hardly anybody ever asks.
I know.
There are a few people that know. It's Betty Jo. My mother named me Betty Jo, and my name is Betty Jo. Most people see it and shorten it to Betty, and I hate Betty. Why I go by BJ. If you want to spell it properly, for me, it's BJ, no periods, no space. So every year I have to train the district how to spell my name.
Maybe bring the ants next time to help them.
That's right. I'll send the ants to get them.
I don't think you should worry about that little ant. He loved the frosting, and so he was enjoying himself a bit, being hopeful that he would be saved.
He's going to eat himself out of it.
Yeah, he gained a little weight, like a segment, but you know.
All right, he needed it. Did you
All
learn
right,
anything?
I gotta jump in then, Kathy, because all through this whole thing, I've kept quiet because I'm the one that likes to tie a pretty bow on things. And what actually happened is the little runt came in to save everyone else because the big ant is the first one that dropped, and the weight of everybody else made them all sink into the icing. The runt walked across to all of them, grabbed the big ant, pulled him out, because just what makes a little old ant think he can move a
So I say, there are tens of thousands of stories that you can create from any given scenario. So I hope this has helped. My purpose as a presenter is to serve my audience. I hope I have served you well.